Hey guys, welcome back to Project Bodybuilding. I'm here with your prejudging recap for the 212 division. I want to get this video out soon, so let's go ahead and just jump right into it. First, I want to give you the placings. Now, these are just tentative placings. We are only halfway done with the show. We still have finals to go through, so things can definitely change over the day. As it was looking, your top 5 looks to be Ahmad Ashkanani, Sean Clarita, Keon Pearson, Kareth Bajo, and Angel Calderon, in no particular order. However, they did start to narrow that down and give us some order to this. After that top 5 call out, they gave us a top 4 call out with all of those same names minus Ahmad. So after that 4-person call out with Sean, Keon, Kareth, and Angel, we were then gifted a top 2 call out with what will probably be your top 2 if nothing drastic happens. And that top 2 consisted of Sean Clarita and surprisingly Keon Pearson. So I want to talk about these two guys a little bit by themselves. First, starting with Keon and starting with his negatives, I don't think he was necessarily peeled. He's not bad, especially by Keon standards, but next to Sean, you gotta be 100% on condition-wise. He was a little watery in the back and not as dry from the front. Off of memory, I would say he's probably a couple percent sharper from the Texas Pro in August, but Keon could have gone harder on the cardio and diet. Another thing I want to see from Keon is a thicker back. This division has so much mature muscle in it that usually translates to an absolutely insane back. All these guys have insane backs, and Keon's back just looks a little flimsy. And finally, last real negative I can harp on for Keon were the abs at times. I wouldn't say the abs were awful in poses. He was pretty good about that. Once he was in a pose, he would keep that stomach in. He can actually hit a vacuum. Again, in poses, they look fine. However, in transitions, he was letting his stomach go a little bit, and his abs look gross. What can I say? He has a lot of separation between his abs, and they just don't look good. Overall, though, when you take that out of the consideration, his waist is incredibly small, and he brings an amazing X-frame. So the positives for Keon are shape, shape, shape. He clearly beat everyone in that category, including Sean Clarita. He also beat Sean in overall size and width. Not muscularity. Sean is definitely still pound for pound bigger than Keon, but overall size and stature was Keon's bread and butter with everyone in this show. And really, that's what's doing wonders here for Keon is the shape. Now let's talk a little bit about Sean Clarita. The first thing I noticed was how huge Sean was from last year. He looked like he ate the Sean from last year. I think he must be at least 8 to 10 pounds bigger than last year, but at the press conference he said it was only about 6 pounds. It doesn't seem possible to me, but I guess it's just how much thickness he carries per pound of muscle on his frame, given that he's only 5'2". Really, he looks more and more like an open competitor every single day. This guy is absolutely massive. However, with all of that growing, his waist did some growing too. Because he is so narrow in the clavicles, a growing stomach is really noticeable on someone like Sean. It was also a little distended like Keon's, and the waist as a whole was thicker. It really derailed his taper in a couple of shots, but Sean has never won on shape anyway. So what are my final thoughts and who do I think is going to win? Overall, I do think Sean has a great chance of repeating tonight. I'd say Keon could win. It's probably like a max 25% chance, more like 15 if you were being realistic. Keon really only beat Sean on shape this morning, so really if that's important to you, you may have Keon in first, but for the 212 division, you can't compete with just shape against that much muscularity and conditioning. I would not be surprised though if Keon does get a first place vote or 2 from the judges because they absolutely beat off to shape, but I don't think that's enough for Sean to lose. Sean is clearly packing more muscle, more mature muscle for sure, and is beating Keon on condition easily. I think the judges are just giving us a taste of what's to come. I think really one of the only people that can beat Sean besides maybe himself is an 100%, 110% version of Keon. However, we're not looking at that today. I'd say we're looking at about a 90% of Keon's total potential. So unless something drastically changes between now and tonight, I do believe Sean Clarita will be your 3-time 212 Olympia champion. And that's going to do it for me in this video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. I will be going live all Olympia weekend starting tonight. So subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss those. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.